Hello, Ashcon 2021, day 4. It's Thursday. We are back with more coverage. I'm Jesse from the Shuffle Bus, and with me, as always, is Neil. Hey, Neil, how are you today, man? Yeah, I see that. He just wanted to make sure he's got the best angle for you all. That's what it is. So, just thank you, Creep Dog. That's so awesome, man. Can't hear Neil. Uh-oh. He is muted. What is But it's strange because I see you coming across. No, I got levels for you. Uh, why? Why don't I? Why is this not working? Let me see. Let me see if it's a Zoom thing. Hold on one second. Uh, what? Okay. I have been trying to fix this for the whole week. So, okay, hang tight for a second here, because I have levels for you. That's so weird. So strange. Um, right. Um, let's see if I can fix it. Another. Sorry, chat. Bear with us here. So Windows has been really ultimately messing with this, and I don't know what's going on. But every time I unplug my headphones or plug them in, it screws everything up. And I've been trying not to, but that's easier said than done sometimes. Um, let's go. Let's try this. All right. Go ahead and say something, Neil. Yeah, okay. Can you guys hear Neil now? Wild. Wild. Wonder why. Yeah, I didn't change anything other than just in fact the only thing I did was try to separate your comms onto a different audio output. Um and the only reason to do that was for this purpose right here, because it kept changing my default output. Yeah, it will be a Symbolic versus Koji, guys. So bear with me here while we try to get Neil online. I apologize for the technical difficulties here. Let's try Discord, Neil, and see if that works. Um, I'm just wondering if it's a Zoom that's causing the issue. Just stay on your camera. Just mute your Zoom. Waiting for Neil to get in here. Okay. Oh, okay. Can you guys hear him now? It's so weird, Shadow. Yeah. No. They're still saying no. What in the world? Okay. Whoa. What the heck? This is not what I want today. Um. All right. Uh. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out on the fly here what I need to do. Um. Yeah, I mean, I see levels across everything. It's so wild. Like, I see levels. I see you talking on Discord. Um, it's like I see it coming through on Discord. I see it coming through in OBS. I have OBS levels. Right. Yes, I agree with that. Let me try one other thing here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Um, Let me see. Um, it's head to head first, and then blood points, but I don't know how blood points would matter, Killer. Yeah, they have, but how about now? Can you guys hear him now? No, I definitely killed it there. Yeah, I don't have any levels now. It's wild that everybody can hear me because it's all going through the same process. Right. Let me try this here. Okay. Box. Okay. Now. This is like my worst, like what I didn't want to have happen today when I was trying to fix this because it kept giving us so many problems the last couple of days. Can you guys hear him now? Anything? Well, he's not talking. No, he is talking. It killed me on this side. It killed me when I did that. Okay. So that's getting further away. Yes. Um, Let me put it. Okay. Are you still talking now? Yep. Yeah. I don't have you at all now. I've lost you completely. Here. um, okay. So now I have you coming in there. I don't think so yet. I'm still working through that, so just bear with me here. How about now? Can you hear him, chat? um, have you tried turning it off and on? Yes, a bunch. Not recently. Um, okay, what can I do? Let's see. I am going to. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Just hang tight, stream. We've got time before the feature match. I was hoping to have some build coverage for you today on some fun stuff, but I guess we got to fix some technical issues that I don't understand what's happening. I don't know. Because I've got levels for you all the way across the board on all kinds of stuff. Oh, wait. No, yeah, I've got levels. So, okay. It's set. Try now. Yeah. What are you a bunch of 2-1s, Leonard? Is that because I mean like yeah, I mean I guess there's a possibility of a 3-way tiebreaker. Like um no, not yet. Okay. Right. See, I'm gonna guess none of these are gonna work. So yeah, just to see if it was the scene that was causing the problem, but yeah, because they're all copied settings, right? So okay. Okay, let's close this. Let's go. Let's back. Set that as the default. Hit OK. That's not going to be there yet. Trust me. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's go here and change it there. Anybody now hear him? Yeah, you've gone quiet. So hold on though. I've got an idea now. Um, settings, audio, desktop audio. Okay, try now. Yeah, I still got nothing. Okay. So I think this thing is part of the problem. Can you hear him now? Can you talk now? No, it's Discord now that I think it's holding us back. Yes. Yes. All right. Try saying something now. No, still don't got anything on you yet. One. Okay. Try now. Nope. Oh god, what a mess. Okay. All right, Chad. I'm gonna shut the stream down just for a little bit. Work with Neil on the back end of this. We will be back shortly. You can certainly hang out. I just don't need. I mean, I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on here on the backside. You're certainly welcome to stay and chat and converse with each other. We will get this thing fixed before our live stream match at 4. I apologize for technical difficulties, but just hang tight.
Okay. Can you hear me? All right. Oh, well.
Bring it back in. All right, can you hear Neil now?
Everybody, can you hear me?
Woo! We did it, chat.
Okay.
Fixed it on the fly. What can I
On the
say?
fly, yeah. I wouldn't call that flying, but
No, it was about as fast as I could do it, though, man.
no longer censored by the man.
That's right. That's right. Let me. I need to fix our tournament scene so that it doesn't screw up when we go over there. So just
Yeah.
you can chat with everybody while I get this squared away.
So it seems like you guys are all worried about your tie breaks. I think the likelihood of tie breaks mattering is very low, right? How many of you are in a pod that's going to end up with a bunch of 2-1s?
It's hard to say, right? Like it's hard to say.
My first advice is just go 3-0, but
right
after that we can talk about tie breaks.
Well, I mean, so I mean, is there actually room for everybody? There's not room for everybody to go 2-1. There's only room for 2 people to go 2-1, right? Like in a 3-person pod.
Everybody's playing everybody else once, so everybody's playing 3 games. So that's a total of 9 games, right?
There is room for 3 2-1s. You're right, because it's 4-person pods. You're right. So. Yeah, I mean, then blood points are going to matter.
Well, not if head to head is first, because, well, I guess it probably does matter.
Yeah, because like I beat Matt, so like if I beat Matt and Matt beats Scorpy and I lose to Scorpy, and Teapot comes in and beats Matt, like I don't know, it's weird. I think I just can't figure out
right. Killer Cactus has it figured out where there could be 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 0-3.
Sure. But then the head to head would matter there. Like I don't think it's going to come to blood points because.
Well, it depends. So.
Because let's say Matt's 2-1. I'm just going to use my pod because I know the people in my pod. So if Matt's 2-1. I'm 2-1.
Yeah, Killer Cactus is right. I was trying to do that in my head also. In order for there to be 3 2-1s and an 0-3, all the 2-1s have to beat each other in a circle anyway, so it's definitely going to blood points.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like Killer, like let's say it's you, me, Matt, Carl, I'm just naming people now, it doesn't matter who it is, but like I go 0-3, you beat Carl beats Matt beats you.
You're right.
Then you're all 2-1.
Yep, you're right. I just had to put it on paper. Yeah, I had to put it on paper to see it, but you're right. So then the blood points will matter for sure. How many blood points you earned in a match will make a difference there. So, well, we've got about 20-ish to 30-ish minutes to play a game, Neil. Should we just play and we can chat about it while we're doing that? And
yeah, I don't have any like exciting decks. I played them all yesterday, but
that's fine. That's not the right one.
Not that those decks were really exciting either, but I can play like
still not the right one, but
something.
I can work with this one.
I just have all these like here. We were talking about 4-book Auric with concentration yesterday.
Right.
Apparently somewhere in my like long list of Aurics, it's not complete. That's why I just have like one titled 4-book Auric. It has 4 books in it, concentration in it. But it's not. It's only 24 cards because I must have got hung up on it being bad.
All right. So password is SB5. If you want to jump in. I mean, I'm going to play a Lulu deck here that I like. Spent exactly like 30 minutes building today because it's been a busy day, obviously trying to like get all these audio issues sorted out, and I still didn't get them sorted out, which is just super frustrating, but it is what it is.
Well, you had them sorted out from your like point of vision. We didn't know that I wasn't on there until chat said so, because obviously, like,
Why is this? Oh, it's one card too many. Hold on.
obviously it looked like I was coming through. What's the password?
SP5.
I'm gonna play this full deck again because I think it's fun.
Okay. So I decided to bring a Lulu deck here today, just because I think, you know,
Because she's very strong.
I think
good.
I think she's probably pretty good. Yeah. I think that's probably true.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with you playing her. I think she's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I'm just trying to think through this a little bit here. This
I
first
don't know what
five.
I'm gonna play in season 5 when Lulu and Oric are available for Shuffle Bus, but Lulu has to be like a big contender in there. Like,
I would assume so.
yeah,
Killer says Celestial Knights of Root Armor are coming back. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think Root Armor didn't really go away. It was still a tech card, right? People were still teching it. So, I
yeah,
think
in both in open and closed deck tournaments, like if you have a nature, it's very good to um just have a single root armor your deck to first 5 in some matchups.
right.
Um, I guess you can go first. I rolled a lot of basics.
You rolled 6 basics. I rolled 4. So Cam Curse coming through, and Cam's not even on stream tonight or today. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
start
he's not
with.
usually here. I don't think I've seen Cam in any of these.
I'm just gonna start with the Gilder book because I don't remember exactly what your deck is doing. But if it plays any weenies, this gives me a quick removal. I do need to meditate a little bit here. I think. I need. Do I need to meditate? Yeah.
If you have Phoenix Barrage in hand, you don't have to meditate very much.
No. I didn't first 5 a Phoenix Barrage. I thought about it. I just didn't.
I don't think you should in this matchup, but
I didn't think. I mean, the only thing I thought it might be is 3 dice remove a knight if you played a knight, but you're like those knights are like what Celestial Knight is one of the things you could play, and that's kind of
right. It actually doesn't kill either knight that's in this deck because Sunshield is a 5 toughness, and
sure.
it only does 2 damage to Celestial Knight.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I thought, well, okay, I'm probably just on a different plan here, but yeah, let's meditate to. We're gonna do that one, and then we're gonna do that one.
There's a Phoenix Barrage.
So, funny fact: I've only played Lulu twice. I've played against her a bunch, but I've only played her twice, and I've never played a Phoenix Barrage. Like it just, they've all been meditated away whenever I play her.
You've never played a Phoenix Barrage?
No, I've never gotten one in my hand. I've played her exactly 2 games and never had a Phoenix Barrage in my hand.
Interesting.
Yeah, never played one. It's a kind of a weird, kind of strange occurrence, but it is what it is. We'll play Salamander Monk Book. Let's go.
Sally, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Light, the light bringer, the bringer of light.
Light banger.
Yeah. Let's play this guy. Emberroot Lizard.
Yep. Lizard. I am good.
Well, Shadow, I just did it there. First card off the top on my meditate was a Phoenix Barrage. You gonna go Ash Spirit? Okay.
Yeah, make an Ash Spirit.
Let's just make a Sally. drew a card off that, huh? Okay.
That's what Ashbeard does.
That's right. That is true.
Okay.
Um,
Kilder pass. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's not right to play Gilder there. I don't know. It seems fine, I guess, to ping the Ash Spirit for a point of damage.
It's okay.
Particularly with like Lulu's spark ability and you know, um just the Ember Root Lizard and its ability if I can get a status token on it. You know, there's a couple of different things that make that kind of worth it, I guess, in the end. Gonna play the Omen Banger.
All right. Um, what am I
yeah, Cactus is calling me German in chat. That's funny.
gonna
I
pass?
really interesting. Okay. Um, hmm. I guess I'll just summon an Ember Root. So I go. See if you've got the Law of Fear. Yeah.
Favorite
Like
thing.
I'm so tired of playing Law of Fear, dude. That's like every game now. And I've
Yeah,
watched.
this card's great.
I know, but it didn't get any play up until this point, and it feels like it's been a great card all the way across the board. But that's cool. I mean, I'm down with it. It is what it is.
Card's really good. Like
Yeah.
it. I mean, you're right. It wasn't good before, but then they printed Ember Root Lizard, and now it's good.
Actually, let's do this. Oh, I go to 0. Never mind. This is just dumb. Whatever.
Yeah, you can back it up. I don't.
I don't even know how to cancel it. Just hit
I'm
your
just gonna
guard.
get done. No counter,
Yeah,
and
and
you
then
can. We'll remove the exhaustion token.
yeah. Um, there are 0 attack units that attack now. It's real good. You talking about Law of Fear?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna pass my main. I guess I'm gonna. Oh, I gotta get a dice back, right? No, did I spend the
No,
dice?
you
No, yeah,
attacked
yeah,
is
yeah.
what you did.
Okay, I got you on the main.
That's
now.
what we tried to back up.
Yep, we did. We did get it backed up.
Okay.
How does it answer owl?
It exhausts owl.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got it. What do we do here?
I played a 100 blades.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, Cactus. I mean, the reason that nobody really did it before was because it's like worse than Ice Trap or worse than, a number of things, like just like horsepower to beat Owl. But now that it has a multitude of other good targets, it's obviously a lot better. What happened here?
I sparked for one.
Oh, and you attacked my face. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you attacked Ashbrit the way that it like looked on screen, but
No.
um,
Yeah, Ice Trap goes to cry in a corner. Yeah, for sure. Ice Trap's not feeling very impactful here.
um,
Second 100 blades, okay? Doesn't matter. Well, eventually you run out of those, so that's good.
that's true. Um, what am I going to do here? I think I'm going to meditate some.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just do this. I'm gonna, well, not pass. Just my main action was 100 blades, so say go. Frog the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You have one turtle left. Does turtle activate any of your books?
Killer thinks Ice Trap is good and maybe better now. It's still good to spend a die and a card to remove a 2-life body. Yeah, I mean,
Generosity.
I'm not disagreeing with that, Killer. I think Ice Trap is fine. I mean, sometimes it's a blowout, and other times it's like literally zero. I don't think ice trapping an owl is all that great. It's sort of the same effect, other than no body on the board. So
Right. It's good against owl when you care about the owl in future rounds. Is
right,
what it is. Whoops, I hit my mic. Sorry.
that's good. So I think it's fine. I mean, those kinds of things are fine in my opinion. Like they're fine plays. They're not. Okay. Still passing. Yep. Still passing.
Get in there, Peacock.
I mean, it's great against sheep. Yeah. I mean, I think all of those things are reasons to consider ice trap, but I don't know if you actually get anywhere with it. I mean, it like I'm not going to run 3 ice traps because what happens when you play a deck that like has all of those things you're talking about, but then you play a deck that has none of those things, and then you're like, oh, I guess I just have a bunch of cards in my deck that do literal zero against that kind of, um, board, if you will.
I am first.
Yeah. If you just play another Lawfear, I'm just going to concede because there's no way this deck beats Lawfear.
I don't have one in my hand. Obviously, I can draw a million cards.
Yeah.
Uh, that I think Law of Fear is going to be a big deal in the upcoming meta.
I think it probably was just slept on in the existing meta. Like,
Well, it just it didn't actually stop anything.
Sure, it did. I mean, it shuts down bears. I mean, it does all kinds of stuff.
It
Like,
doesn't shut. How does it shut down a bear?
well, you reduce a bear's value by half, so your opponent spent three
Yeah.
dice to do one damage. That's bad, real
Well,
bad
you
for you.
reduce your own bear by half also. Like it's
No,
spell sided.
sure, but you don't. I mean, I think
But
it was probably slept on personally.
I disagree. I think that the reason that it's like good now is because of Blizzard. Uh, they're just it's. I don't think that it's a good card until it has a good thing to hit every time
Sure,
with the come into play ability, and I don't think it had that before.
sure.
Um, so I'm gonna make a sheep.
Okay.
And slash. It yeah, killer. I mean, it doesn't do nothing, right? Maybe I was supposed to attack with Gilder there instead of make a sheep. Just get my damage. So it doesn't.
You mean through Lightbringer? Yeah.
Yeah, with my peacock. Sorry, not Gilder.
Probably should have, but
Yeah.
um,
Fire off an abundance here.
okay.
All right. So now I have the law of fear.
Yeah, I mean it.
Uh, uh, law of fear is definitely it's like a very powerful card, right? Like but it doesn't win you the game is the only thing. Like it will never win you the game by itself because it's purely defensive. Uh, Thanks.
Unless it's bears and knights, it'll do something. Yeah, cactus. I think it still does things with bears and knights. Personally. So what'd you do here? Oh, you put a celestial.
Played a knight and said go. Like right now, I'd wager that either one of you would spend one dice, one card, without taking an action to kill anything currently on the board. Yeah, I mean the card is powerful.
We're specifically talking about ice trap still, or
I think he's talking about or maybe he's talking about Ace Trap.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I no. I probably wouldn't.
I don't like ice trapping. I guess I might ice trap a sheep if it's really problematic for me. I think that I would not be happy about ice trapping a Gilder or a Salamander. But I in general am a big fan of ice trap as a card. I think it's very good. Pew.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the 100 blades, at least.
I want to take a side action. Shuffle some guys back.
Sure.
Good. This deck needs a third copy of that. I'm only playing 2 revival packs or whatever this card's called. Yeah, revival packs, but second Raptor. I guess it makes sense. You got like 800 cards in him too.
Yeah,
Um,
I do. But I mean, I don't see how I beat a law of fear. Like this deck's just I'm just playing cards to play cards at this point, so there's really no point. Like I should have just conceded like 20 minutes ago or something.
Yeah, this is rough for you because you're gonna have Logfair next turn too.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
I'm not getting to play the game. It's just I'm just locked out of the whole game. The only thing that'll save me potentially is now that you're out of 100 blades, I might be able to build a wide enough board to do something on my next attack. That's it, right? That's the only output here. Um,
yeah, I mean, you're probably like your deck not having a way to win outside of attacking is probably really rough into the Logfair. Um, I think I think Law of Fear is a real card. I think it's going to get very good, but like the problem with Law of Fear is that you if there's like a bunch of Auric decks, like or mill decks, like you just have 3 blanks in your deck.
sure.
So it's really like a meta call. We won't know the meta going um, into season 5. I'll play Generosity.
You drew cards.
I drew 3. Yeah, you wouldn't have chose draw 3 anyway, right? Like
No.
Generosity is such a man. That card's good. The more I play it, the more I'm just very impressed by it. Generosity is like a lick wounds that anyone can play. Without my 100 blades, though, like I'm a long ways from killing you. I think I might just deck myself by accident.
Yeah. What do I do here? Okay.
You attack face for 0 with the Salamander Monk. Oh, and Crescendo. Okay.
I put the status token on the wrong.
Okay, we can move it after.
Yeah. And then yes. Oh.
I can't modify. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I can.
I can do it.
Add 1 status. I did it already.
Okay, fine. You got it.
This I assume that's where you wanted it was on the wizard.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
What happened here?
Phoenix Barrage.
Oh, Phoenix Barrage. Okay. I'll get back my Law of Faders.
Yeah.
Does 2 damage to Phoenix Born or only another unit? Only another unit. Okay. Amplify. Okay. Um, yes. Yes.
I want to discard any cards. No. Well, you only have one shot here, right? Like that's it. So
Yeah, I should have. I should have. Damn it! That was really bad. I definitely should have pinged off Salamander Monk Spirit instead of hitting Ember Root. Forgot that you went top around, but this is fine. I think that I'm like not going to win anyway with only 4 cards left in my pile. Yeah, I would have much rather taken 2 than 3, 4, 5.
well, I mean, what else am I supposed to do here? Just,
No, you're fine.
yeah, yeah.
I just I'm saying I just misplayed at the end of the last round.
I mean, I don't want to play a lot massive growth, Leonard, but I mean, I can understand why some people would want to. I get it. Like, so I mean, basically, I'm at a position here where like, Neil plays Law of Fear, and I'm basically done for this turn, right? Like, there's nothing else I can do. So, yeah.
This deck seems like it needs the additional abundances also.
Good. It's possible, maybe it does. I don't
Because
know.
I just like I need a way to finish the game here once I have you like locked out.
Well, I mean, I'm not completely locked out, but I'm locked out at least until the top of the next round. So if you like deck yourself, I guess I might win that way. But
right, that's what I think is going to happen. Is that I'm going to deck myself. I guess it's fine to play the Law of Fear now. It also can double exhaust stuff.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
it's one of the cards that like they didn't change to have the exhaust and unexhausted. It just double taps out your lizard.
right. So what did we do here? You put
I made a Lightbringer and I meditated.
Okay. All right.
Have you heard from the players? We're getting kind of close to the.
I haven't yet, but I have my Discord down. Remember, so I gotta
Right,
pull my
yeah.
Discord up.
Check
at
your
some
phone.
point. Yeah. I think that Massacre is an interesting decision point. I just wonder if you're better off with hunting weapons and just like then you still get some value for your attack. For that one die.
Massive growth, I don't think would be good here. Also, one funny thing, like Gobi or Sunshield Sentry is like kind of good against massive growth because you like massive growth, you have to attack with only the massive growth unit, or else they block something else and just remove the massive growth unit from combat.
Right. What do I want to do here?
You definitely want to attack because that is what Lightbringer says.
Yeah, I just try to decide what like my best sequence is. None of them are super great, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, can't do that. So
Dropping it. Okay.
all right, there you go.
Okay.
Massive growth more if you have bears. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of massive growth bears anymore. Just personally.
I wonder if all my recollects are gone. Oh, not yet. Okay. Gilder.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Yeah, you win.
Well, I don't though, right? Like you
I'm
go.
gonna fatigue to death.
Yeah.
I I mean, I cannot play spells. I could make this game go 3, maybe 4 more rounds.
Sure.
Well, no, because you're gonna have a top round swing in between. So I can stop you next round. Then the following round you'd kill me on top round because I don't think that I have. Like, do you have a way to kill one sun shield?
Yes. Well,
Then
kind of.
I'm dead. What do you mean kind of?
Well, it will take some ingenuity and creativity in terms of sparking and I mean it's not like flat out yes, like just proactive kill Sunshield. No, I mean I'd have to.
Do you just have the one survival?
No, I have more survivals. I have 3 survivals in this deck.
Because essentially what's going to happen here is I'm going to make a sheep.
Sure.
I guess let's see how the rest of this round plays out. But I think I'm just gonna like I won't literally fatigue myself because I can keep cards in hand if I want to, but I also can't do any damage to you from that position. So
Sure.
eventually you'll win either by me having to play cards and fatiguing or you just attacking me top of the round that you have top. OB.
There you go.
Yeah, I have nothing to do here.
So you healed 2 from Cole. Okay.
Generosity, like, God, it's just so good. It is crazy how good this card is. Because, like, I put you in a position where neither of the options, like, both options for you are blank.
Sure.
And then I got to do 2 things.
Yeah.
And even though I'm going to lose the game, I think that's just a commentary on the other thing. But I should concede to you here because we need to get into the.
Right. We do need to go over to the other game here. Yep. Cool. All right. So, I mean, unfortunately, we don't get to see really what Lulu does against Law of Fear. That's for sure. But
Well, we get to see what she does specifically against Law of Fear, which is like
nothing.
in at least in your like small guys deck, nothing. But uh I mean,
I think
I
most Lulu decks are probably pretty small in terms of player counts.
well, I'm surprised that you had OB over Frostback Bear.
Well, the intent is to untap the Salamander Monk and make another Salamander Monk. So Schmendrix has got a game up here, and Owlbear's in.
All right. Well, here we can get hyped about a match that hopefully something cool will happen in. We have a Koji in play, so
Right.
that ought to be interesting because prior to Lizard, Koji didn't have a lot of action outside of whatever his precon was, the like tree dinosaurs. What are they called? Luminous Seed. That's like the middle one.
Right. So really quick here, we've got 14 conjuration count for both nature and divine. I would guess that we're looking at Indiglo Creeper on the Koji side here.
Yeah, with the heavy nature and sympathy, I assume that this is creepers.
Yeah. I would agree. So poll is complete.
And has Owlbear played in any of our stuff? I know that Schmendrix has. Like he's a common guy we see all the time.
No, I've not covered Owlbear in the past, so
yeah, I didn't recognize him, so it's nice to see a new player. Good luck, guys.
Schmendrix is on 3 basics to Owlbear's 2, so it looks like Owlbear is going to get to go first here.
Well, yeah, Schmendrix chose to go second.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yep, and there's the creeper book. So he is on creepers and empower. This is a card that I think is really sweet. I've never gotten it to get there, like do enough, but it is really sweet. I'm interested to see what his 2 charm dice are for. We see him throw one away here. Maybe Gilder.
It's possible you could have a Gilder here. You also potentially could be on just things like redirect. It's very powerful to redirect into your like little creeper. I'm trying to think of the name of it right now.
Creeper is the little one.
The actual creeper, because it's the seedling, and then it's the
luminous
thorn,
seedling,
and then the brilliant thorn.
Brilliant thorn is the big one, but it's only kind of big, but you get 2 of them, so that's okay.
Right. So we see Symboli play a Lightbringer. We saw Lightbringer be really effective earlier on here. We see a Resonance. Is that going on the Creeper, or is that? I
assume it's on the
Empower.
I guess I don't know. Both of them have like a reasonable focus ability for this plan. I would be a little worried about the power level. Okay, so it's on the Empower. So if this Empower gets a real removal, like he gets to remove it for damage and kill something, then it might be okay. But the power level of this first 5 is pretty low, since he's essentially just like committed to. And there's the Gilder, so that was correct.
The thing you have to watch out for here in this scenario is these seeds can get very big and very difficult to get around, and can turn the game really grindy really quick. And then your opponent can crack seeds when it makes the most sense to do it, instead of the opposite way. And they do that through things like explosive growth. But we've got Creeper, Gilder, Resonance, and Empower. So this last card has got to be something pretty good here.
Right. And Gilder's very, very good. And, he still has... So if we look at his dice here, what happened here? He discarded a card?
No, I think he's
And
playing a card right now. I believe.
oh, he played Open Memories.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna get that creeper book. That second creeper book is what he's gonna get.
Yeah,
So
I can see that being probable. So second creeper book, he has one nature for summons. He can't make both creepers the Gilder and activate Empower. He has to do like choose
some part of one or the other.
3 of those 4 things, not
Right.
all 4. Um, Open Memories is interesting. We were talking on stream, or maybe just with Nick the other day. I don't remember because we've been on stream so much this week about um like the availability of focusing books and
Right.
how many actual things there are to do it well in the game prior to Recollect. And Open Memories is one of them, but it's such a heavy cost.
It is. It is.
So
I
their
mean,
second creeper book.
what I would be shocked to see is not summon 2 creepers here. But I mean, it does seem appropriate to summon 2 creepers. But you got to keep in mind here that between Gilder, creeper status on the Gilder, and Koji status, he does have 3 damage on that Empower for 1 die. That seems pretty effective. Now with
Well,
this,
he can't do all of those things though, right? Like, I guess if he because this
why not?
okay, so this makes 1, and then each of the creepers makes 1. So yeah, he could do 3.
I mean, he could do 3 through the double creeper book and the Koji, or he can spend 1 on the Empower. So instead of summoning a Gilder, he makes creeper. Well, he makes a Gilder goes creeper. He's got 1 status on creeper, 1 from Koji, and then the Empower itself puts 1 on. So that's again 3 damage here. So you can summon
what
the
does
Gilder.
what does it take to sack the seedling?
Just a main
2?
action and 2. But I don't think
2?
he's actually on Sack Seedling plan this round. So what I think
Well,
you're going to see, I think
essentially by Swordsman coming into play, anything we just said about 3 damage from Empower is meaningless.
I disagree. And here's why. Because he could have summoned the Gilder here and pinged the Swordsman for 1, tank the Swordsman hit if the Swordsman attacks, summon a Creeper, put a second status token on Creeper, or on the Gilder. Excuse me.
You don't have a unit then. So
yeah, you do. You have a Gilder still.
The Gilder has to die to get the 3rd token.
No, because Koji gives you a token for free.
Okay, so the Koji token does change the math. But we'll see what happens here because essentially, like, he can attack with Swordsman right now. Well, he made a Lightbringer, but that's just gonna like eat this creeper.
Right.
And then he can attack with Swordsman next turn.
So he deals 2. I think it's dangerous to leave this creeper up with a status token on it.
Maybe.
Because what you've got is if he goes Gilder here, ping Lightbringer, or ping Swordsman, and then goes Koji on Creeper, Empower on Creeper, remove the tokens, he kills the Swordsman.
Can you do that? So it's a main action to Empower.
So we are going to see 4 damage hit here. I was trying to work through all these things here, but
so this is the issue though, is that he can't kill Swordsman this turn.
Yeah, he can.
This turn he cannot. He doesn't have enough actions. So the Swordsman is going to get untapped, and it's going to attack one of these creepers, and it won't be able to be guarded by the Koji. So whichever creeper gets the tokens is going to be dead, and then his Empower will be turned off.
That's probably true.
This is what I like.
That's why I think it was still best to play the Gilder originally, personally, just to put the 1 damage out. The Gift of Wings makes that math makes it a little more tricky.
Yeah, it's so many actions to get to what we're talking about doing that just like Gift of Wings attack is so.
But he does have, like, if he untaps Swordsman and kills this creeper, which may be the correct play. I'm not saying it's not. He gets to make a ceiling. Well, Double Knight, he's going to be in a lot of trouble now with Double Knight.
I think it was actually better to gift your Swordsman there.
He's still got 3 dice to do that if he wants. He doesn't have to make the Monk or the.
He can get to 4 tokens and kill it now though.
Sure.
He can go Koji Empower and kill one of the knights. Though I guess it doesn't matter because both knights actually like essentially kill both creepers.
Correct. The interesting thing about the map though is those creepers don't go away. So the best you're going to see is your opponent be able to take away one seedling here, but the Hammer Knight is definitely dead. I think. Um, just don't see any way that you're not going to see that. I think this is a really interesting way to get to for knight removal, right? Like, it's a lot of
Well,
work.
you're gonna see that he's gonna be like doing it. He's gonna be behind 4 dice or something after round 1.
Well, I mean, the seeds are still worth something in play, right? Oh, he
He's only
takes the
gonna get one,
Sonic.
right? Because that way he gets more seeds. Like
Right.
he doesn't actually get seeds if the thing gets double tapped out.
Sure.
Um,
And the Koji still has a block up because of the way that first attack was
oh
structured.
no, this was actually really bad. He did need to kill the Hammer Knight because Hammer Knight's gonna attack twice now.
Right.
Uh, yeah, that's much worse than like if both knights were untapped or both knights were tapped, then I think that the swordsman is more is better for you to kill. But because you're like you get 2 knight attacks now,
Sure.
It's going to be kill both your guys and take 3 damage.
I went the wrong way here. Sorry. 1 second, chat. This is supposed to be 17. This is supposed to be, this would be 12. Yeah, it's interesting to see this line of play, and he's just going to go straight to face. That's I guess that's fine. I mean, if you're Koji, that you're just using your life as a resource pool at this point because I don't think you want to make
his life is a small resource, right?
These Symbolis have been pretty cool, Christian, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've watched 2 Symbolis play into like no hard removal spells. And I assume that in a format with no hard removal spells, Symboli is actually awesome. But the things that keep her in check are like the potential that you're going to play against Odette or just a deck with Fester, you know, and this deck did have a removal spell, but it was like a 4-action 6 dice removal spell. You had a little bit of stuff left over, so it's not like the full cost of 6 dice, but
well, I would imagine we're going to see this creeper block here. I mean, I can't imagine you just want to take
it. It makes no difference. One attack's going to go to face. One attack is going to kill both lizards. Whether he does it first or second, it'll be the same. Because if he blocks, both creepers die. If he doesn't block, he takes 3. Next turn, wings, attack creeper, kill both creepers. Or this turn, he just takes 3. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's possible he could take 6 if he doesn't block here, right? Like, because if you try to get value out of your creeper before it dies in some way,
well,
you open yourself up to another 3
the wings
damage.
is unguardable, so Schmendrix will get the option to kill both creepers when he wings.
Sure.
Like the Phoenixborn Guard will not happen.
Yeah, he can kill a seed, and
I think that is true. You should not block this.
There's the block.
Because now both lizards are going to go down. Oh, is he going to do damage to the seed? How big is the seed?
2. But he actually did to his monk spirit. He decided he wanted that monk spirit back up. That's
so
it.
This is actually the most damage he could do, really, because now he can send monk. Well, he has, because of PB guard, it's not. Did these have recover? So he could have ended up with, he's going to get an extra damage to PB face here by doing that. He could have ended up with 1 seedling dead and the remaining seedling with a damage on it. Instead, he's going to have 1 seedling dead.
There's the gift of wings. Hammer Knight coming into that seedling. Going to make another seed. And he doesn't aftershock the creeper. I think that's whatever. I mean, the creeper's going to get made no matter what here.
So he's actively trying not to kill that lizard, which I think is kind of interesting.
But it doesn't matter because the creeper has fade, so it's going to turn into a seed no matter what.
This has Okay.
Yeah, so there's really no reason
Yeah,
to
so that
have
was
not done it.
better. Since this thing fades, that was better. You got just like one extra damage on face. Um, but you're right. The difference between hammer knighting it and letting it fade is it has no outcome on the game.
So we'll see what the we'll see if Schmendrix value is like a 2 dice hunter's mark on this seed.
Yeah, Lightbringer is so good here.
Yeah, very very good. Um, really puts the
Just it just eats this seed.
yeah.
Like seed has to attack. Hammer Knight has alert. It has no power, so just nom 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 nom.
Well, you can attack into like Lightbringer if you
Oh
want.
yeah, okay. So then it just gets exhausted.
Right.
At which point I assume that it doesn't turn into
It potentially
yeah.
doesn't, but an exhausted seed sitting on the sidelines with Empower around is a dangerous prospect. You have to respect that because it grows in life even when it's exhausted.
Right. Its life value increases, but like it can't turn into the Brilliant Thorns until the following turn, and
I'm not even sure
seems
that'll
very
matter
likely.
with Empower beside it though. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a point in this game where this seedling could have 3-4 status tokens on it, and it just eats this Hammer Knight for breakfast off of the focused Empower.
I think that with Hammer Knight in play and Gift of Wings available, that will not happen. It will be dead before then.
Maybe.
Like at any time, and I think you'd be spewing a ton of value by doing this, but anytime you could just pay 2 dice to attack it.
Sure. I think that's what I said. I just got done saying it would be interesting to see if he values spending 2 dice to kill it before it becomes a problem. Because it could become a problem.
I just think it's too slow. What is it? Does it get things on its own?
No. It has to have
Oh, okay.
status put on it by.
So
That's what these creepers are going to do when you summon the creepers.
right, yeah.
This is like an incremental advantage engine that by turn 3 or 4 you just got a bunch of seeds and like, you know, you're kind of in trouble. But the 1 damage from the Lightbringer counter is a reasonable amount of damage on this particular seed.
Yeah, he didn't even counter.
Yeah, I still
I
think
didn't think he was going to.
but you're going to see an attack for 6 here. I mean, that just puts Koji at 12. This is not going to last long for Koji here.
Yep, he's going to send a face. This is really good too because this way you for sure get your value out of the um, out of the wings.
Yeah, it looks that way, Christian. It looks like.
Uh,
I mean, you're going to have to make blockers at this point. I mean, obviously, one of those things you can do is make the Gilder. I think that's a really solid play here to protect you from the gift. I mean, because if he gifts and just attacks you again, you go to 15. You're almost. I mean, you're 1 life away from dead. Like you're just too far behind at that point in life to make, make ends meet, if you will. Right.
I like the idea of creepers. I really do. I like the idea of these like synergy, like grindy engines. But it just because of the nature of Ashes right now, where you have to have this like very powerful first 5, like and get ahead going into round 2, that it's just rough to like spend 4 cards on your like just setting up your spell board.
Plays a Shared Sorrow to discard a String Mage to deal 2 to that Hammer Knight. Liquid Wounds will remove 2 damage from Koji.
What did he get back?
Got back a Lick Wounds.
Okay.
And he plays it to remove 2 from Koji. But I'm not sure I understand. I mean, like, I guess if you get gifted here, you just take 3. All that play for you spent 4 dice to be, he went from 4 to 6. I mean,
if there was a card that like did all of that for 4, like you might play 1 in a random deck, but I agree that the Lick Wounds post
I mean, the end
like afterwards seemed a little low power.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd have been better off on tapping the Seedling, if anything, just to put a potential blocker in so you don't just take straight Gift of Wings damage to face.
Yeah, I mean that's not really good either, right? Like you're still spending 2 dice for a 0/2 at that point.
Yeah.
But in general, like regardless of what the Koji did this turn, I think that it's just too low power round 1.
Here's the gift. So we'll go up to 13 here.
And he just
If
we're in a situation where Schmendrix is just going face after Gift of Wings. I think that's like he's very confident in his position.
if he's holding Molten Gold, the game's over, right? This is GG if he's holding a Molten Gold.
Oh yeah, I guess and he might play that card.
I mean, he's in color for it, so it's not impossible to think it's in the deck. He's a little light on dice to make that work, but not completely. So now that Seedling's got 3 life on it, and a status token.
Yeah, it's just like even if he made the Thorns, like it wouldn't even be good into this board. It would like trade for a couple of guys, but Schmendrix still has 7 dice to play an additional threat, or just play anything that can deal 3 damage.
Schmendrix got only 1 battlefield slot left here, so you have to be a little careful with that if you don't have good removal. Here's the Adrenaline Rush to pull the. That's an interesting play. Why? I guess
kind of neat. Like he'll get to make the Thorns this turn because of that.
Sure.
Like next turn he'll be able to Koji and then.
So it's possible we could see up to 8 attack damage on the counter attack here. So I mean, Schmendrix has to be a little careful here. He's left himself wide open to this if it's a thing. Yeah.
The difference is that like he'll just be going to like 10 with 9 remaining.
Sure.
And I don't think you can just like smash with your guys if you're Koji, because he still has 7 dice. If he makes 1 knight of any variety, it lethals you.
Well, the issue you've got is the Thorns are fleeting as well, so they're not going to stick around after you make them. So
right, eventually you will attack with them. Like you won't pass and let them die, but you can't just aggressively attack with them into a board where like trading 9 damage when you're at 3 is not good.
Sure. So Schmendrix knows away a Grave Knight to gain a power sight on his Divine.
Yep. So there's like I said, he's just going to play a knight, some kind of threat into that last board slot.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is obviously
and this knight essentially has stock, because if you PB guard it, you die.
Right. So I think, this is wild. So one of the things you can do is go ahead and make 2 threats by Kojiing the Seedling, and then main action and making 2 Brilliant Thorns here. You're going to get your Thorns tapped, but it does put a body in front of that Swordsman.
Yeah, the Swordsman just trades for both Thorns and stays in play.
Well, the Gilder doesn't. Like once you then Gilder him, it's
right. Yeah, I'm just saying the 2 Thorns don't deal with Swordsman. You need additional things to deal with Swordsman.
Sure. Yep.
And like he doesn't, like he has other threats on the board already, and they may be exhausted, but like he needs to deal with a lot of things right now. So just making 2 Thorns into Swordsman is not going to be good enough, I don't think.
Well, and he's still holding dice for Hammer Knight if he's got additional Hammer Knight if Swordsman dies. If Hammer Knight dies or Swordsman dies, he's holding dice for another Knight here too. So it is possible.
Yeah, I mean, even just like Salamander Monk or Butterfly Monk that he has on the board, if spaces open up, comes pretty close to killing the Koji.
Right. So there's the Luminous Seedling.
Yeah, and I think this is the only play he has. At least you force the Swordsman not to attack face. Well, the Swordsman might still attack face. I don't even know. It's
certainly going to leave the Koji player. This is really just turning into 1/3/2. He's just gonna.
He empowered it, and he's gonna try to shoot something for 3.
That's interesting. So he may not be on plan to make a Thorn at all.
So I guess he just wants to like kill the Swordsman back with his Lizard. I guess that's okay.
But he's not going to get to do that because I guess he can't do the Gilder because the Swordsman's going to kill the Seed now.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. Why wouldn't you? You don't take any damage back, and you can exhaust the Seed. Or you exhaust the Creeper.
I think attacking face is just fine. Like,
sure.
I mean, I guess it makes a Seed, so maybe attacking Seed is better. I don't know. I think he's okay with this Swordsman dying because he wants to like summon more dudes or something.
I think it's possible.
So that had 5 status tokens on it? No, it had 3. It had the reason he saw 5 was because Ashteki shows 5 as the life total.
Right. So here's
Okay, so he's doing what you said, and I think this is a fine play also.
because it exhausts the creeper.
Right, because you kill 2 blockers.
You can't. I mean, you can't guard it because you would
right,
it
absolutely.
lethals you. So you're really kind of stuck here.
Yeah, Koji having 16 life that seems a little criminal to me.
Well, specifically for something like creepers, but there are. Oh, what did we see here? We saw
A Nature's Wrath.
Nature's Wrath clears the board.
That was good. Like that was a potential way he gets back into the game.
Unless your opponent can just slam another Hammer Knight, and then you're in trouble.
He also has 2
There's Fire Archer's just
okay. So now he's dead, right? Because he has Salamander and Butterfly also.
Yeah. Yep. That Salamander Butterfly will finish the game, so we will
or a Raptor Herder, whatever he wants to do.
We won't make it even out of round 2 here.
Yep, these aggressive Symboli decks, if they don't run into a removal spell in round 1, they are obviously great.
So this is the attack into Koji here that will finish the game.
Koji. I think creepers are really cool. And I was hoping that creepers would get some love from the time expansions we've seen, because there's obviously more status counter stuff.
Right.
But and they did. I think that Lulu is probably a little better than Koji for the deck. Obviously not legal for this tournament, so you have to play Koji. But and the other things are marginally better, like Rabbit, or I'm trying to think of what other things put a random status code counter on, maybe Falcon Punch.
I think Fighting Spirit.
No, Falcon Punch.
No, we got to call it right, dude. We're on an official stream here, and
the picture is clearly Falcon Punch.
I understand what it looks like.
He's just not wearing a helmet. That's the only difference.
I understand what it looks like, but we've got potential new players here with us tonight and today. And
okay, all new players, please go call from now on Fighting Spirit Falcon Punch at all your local groups.
It doesn't get this. Leonard's going Falcon Punch. I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm not. We got new players that watch these streams.
Anytime you activate an attack with it, you gotta go, yes.
Now I just want to make a Falcon Punch deck so I can play the game going, yes, all day.
Yes.
Yes.
Show me your moves.
If you all new players, if you don't know what Falcon Punch is, get out. That's what Leonard says. I'm sorry, I'm not addressing Leonard properly. Leonard the Third.
So, yeah, I mean, I like the idea of creepers. I really do. And this Koji deck had all the pieces, right? He built it to make creepers. It would have made creepers, I think, if he played against a slower control type deck, it would have been a lot better, I think, because those control decks that try to play these efficient 1-for-1 removals, they get card advantaged out by these lizards, because you don't want to be spending your cards to kill lizards. You don't want to be spending your cards to kill seedling most of the time.
I think one of the things that I have seen that be the trap, and I've played against a lot of creepers, and to be honest, my most miserable game experience was against a creepers deck. It was just a 2.5 hour brain burner to figure out how to eventually win the game, right? And because you just have to have these incremental advantage turns, and then things like Meteor just flip the script for a little while, but maybe not enough for you to actually get there, especially when you consider Koji. Lick Wounds can heal, and extend Koji's life up to 6 if all of those things get played. But in my experience, what hurts the creepers is focusing the book. Being so heavy on trying to focus the book to get that status token. Because it literally does almost 0 in the first round. You just saw here, first creeper came out and he status his own creeper. I mean, I like the empower tech here because it gives you something to do with that, but it's basically saying spend 1 dice, deal a damage to a unit. is what it's saying at that point. But you spent, two dice.
It's a little more than that because you spent some amount of effort to make that status token.
Oh, I agree.
So,
but I'm just saying pure value on the empower. You had to spend an additional dice to get there. So you really, the first empower activation is spend 2 dice to do 1 damage, right? Like it's
right. I have played Empower a reasonable amount, and I found it to not be good. Like it not be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, just
and I haven't played it in Creeper specifically. I was playing it in like Mayoni,
right?
Because the snake obviously makes a million counters, and you can get some really big empowers. But again, you're just kind of like you're just like spinning your wheels. You're not getting anywhere because you shrink your snake doing it.
Well, I think the place where it's potentially dangerous and maybe very good, and I'm using this kind of loosely, is in a Stallion's explosive growth deck, as a support tool, because you can try to get that Stallion to attack for 6, get in, do a bunch of damage, and then you've got like a certain amount of horsepower, gotcha, to kill, a knight or kill something like that for that 1 die. But I mean, in those scenarios, wouldn't you rather just like Frog Ping Fester? I mean, like honestly,
yes,
right. I mean, just so you do all of those things anyways.
There are probably like hundreds of thousands of potential plays in Ashes, like card combinations. Like, and you can say, would you rather do X or Frog Ping Fester? And you remove, 99.5% of them.
Right.
Like you would rather do Frog Ping Fester than many actions in the game. So, I mean, think about it like this. Like, imagine if we had a similar start to what we just saw. And instead of having an open memories in his hand,
there's a festival.
No, I was going to say, instead of having open memories and empower, he has fighting spirit and another card, because he can still focus the book off of resonance, and then he has a fighting spirit, and the fighting spirit is essentially like very similar to the empower and the way it grows.
Let me pause you for just a second. Obviously, fighting spirit not legal for this tournament. So
correct, yeah. This is just in general talking about creepers, not about Owlbear's deck.
Hey, great game,
Schmendrix. Would not be allowed in this.
No. I mean, like I think creepers are they can be a challenge for some decks. I think that they can be a problem, but I think most reasonably competitive decks are going to have less trouble with them. And then the only reason why I say that is because those decks are already running things like Meteor, which are really good against Creeper. They're already running things like Nature's Wrath, which also has some distinct value against Creeper. They've got lots of sources of do 1 damage to something on the battlefield. I mean, those are what competitive decks do. Because
Creeper's also bad against Law of Fear. Just saying,
everything's bad against Law of Fear. I mean, everything is. It's awful. Like it's an awful card to play against. But yeah, I mean, Neil is a very powerful card in that kind of place as well. But traditionally, Neil decks end up being mill decks, and I think the longer you go with creepers, the more problematic it is. Now, creepers lack Terrify.
Neil is really good against creepers, I think, because it's like Wrath against them. Because they die.
Well, I mean, the big ones do, right? If you make big ones,
the little ones, right? But
the little ones leave you with seeds.
Yeah, so essentially, Neil kills everything that's not a 0/2 or a 0 whatever for how many stats has on it. Like that seems pretty good to me. Like if I have a board full of guys and you have a board full of creepers or whatever, and we kneel, and all of my guys survive and 3 of your guys die because they have fading, it's obviously better for me.
Sure. And obviously there are engineered states where that can happen. I would say that if you're playing creepers properly and you're playing them in Koji, which is traditionally where you see the creeper, then you're probably not going to go 8-9 wide, right? Like you're going to go here's a seed or here's a creeper. Right, I'm going to use it. And then if you kneel me, great. Or,
Well, this is the thing, though, is that there's always a window for kneel after seed makes 2 3/2s. So you just hold your kneel until they pop 1 seed, and then you play kneel and profit because
I do like kneel and Sembale Schmendrix. I think that's really cool. It's the kind of thing that Simbali likes, I think. But the to Christian's point, he's like hoppers seem like they can do what you want better than Empower, but it's a different dice type, so I can get it why it's apples and oranges. Yeah, it's a different dice type, but I mean honestly, like hoppers don't take a ton of investment, right? Like some of the best hopper decks I've
Hoppers
played.
is pretty close, I think.
Yeah, I mean hoppers like I don't think you have to focus hoppers. Like I'm going to say that. I mean it's not bad to focus them, and there's certainly times when focusing them are very good, but like I've played a lot of hopper where I never get the focus, and just making a hopper put a status token on something.
Well, now that we have Lizard and Omenbringer, like just unfocused hopper is a lot more impactful.
Right, absolutely.
Prior to the release of Auric and Lulu, like unfocused hopper was pretty low
Sure.
power.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a real real consideration when you start talking about how to leverage status tokens and whether or not it goes alongside Creeper. I mean, I don't know.
Hopper does give Creeper a little additional play outside of Koji, because the biggest thing you want is a side action status token,
right?
So that you can like put the second status on your seed and then sack it in the same turn. So it's very possible that Hoppers is good in Creepers and other Phoenix Borns. Once you have Hoppers in Koji, you're like a little bit of overlap with his own ability, which isn't terrible, because if you have more than one seed, you want to be doing that more than once, but it's still like I think Hoppers probably opens it up for somebody else. I don't know who else would play Creepers, but
well, we always see him pop up. I mean, we saw him pop up in a couple of Shuffle Bus seasons. I know for sure Shuffle Bus 1. I'm not sure about 2,
I think
3,
there
or
was
4.
only one in season 1, and that was it.
Yeah, but I mean, we generally have found, and I tend to agree with you that the Creeper seed engine is just not fast enough. Now I know
it's just too much work. Like you put so much work into making these 2/3/2s, which 2/3/2s, if the only thing you invested in 2/3/2s is actions and 2 dice, like it's slow but very dice efficient.
Right.
But a lot of times you spend more than that, right? Like you're not. It's very rare that you're going to get like make a lizard dies.
Right.
Side action Koji, later in the round, next round, side action Koji, sack it.
Right.
In that situation, your 2/3/2s are worth way more than the dice invention you spent. But you've also spent like a bunch of time and actions to get there, and that everything had to go your way for that to happen.
Right.
So once you start adding this like other stuff going on in the game, you kind of get to what we saw, where he did get to the point where he could have made his Brilliant Thorns. But he was just down 2 knights then. Like so it would be interesting. Like I think that if Creepers were printed now, they would be stronger, because this is one of the cards that didn't get reprinted, right? These are correct. These are same from 1.0.
Right.
So I think that at some point in the chain, one of the 3 units or 2 of the 3 units would be stronger. Like you could probably print this card and just take the fading off of the book change, Leonard. What did they change? It used to have focus 2 that also made a seed. So if you had all 3 books, you made a lizard and a seed. Is what it used to do.
That seems a lot better.
Right, it's hard to say, right? Because focus 2 is so very difficult that it was too strong for Reborn.
It's interesting.
That's interesting to me. I want to talk to Nick about that, because
do the Thorns used to trade with Knights?
Yeah, I mean that'd be fine, Schmendrix. I don't like. It doesn't seem like that'd be that crazy to me because you put a again we're just talking about more work to put into this engine. Nice had 3 life in 1.0, he said.
Oh yeah, they were 4.3s, right? Yeah.
So and if they were 4.3s now, that would definitely change my opinion of Brilliant Thorn. But the I don't know. I like the focus on it now. And this is kind of maybe something I should just, when we have Nick on sometime, we just talk about like the design around creepers, because creepers is like obviously a staple of the game. People have been playing creepers for a long time. It was very popular in 1.0 just because like it's a cool concept, right? Like you have this big synergy deck. Um and I think that if I was coming into the game and looking at not as like a new card game player, but just like as a card game player, but new to Ashes, like it would be really hard for me to understand like what I'm doing with this game in general. But Creepers is like kind of builds itself, right? Like the precon is very close to what you end up playing anyway, because it has all the status token cards in it. So it's I think it's a very new player friendly build. Maybe not, maybe it's difficult to play, but
Sure. I think that, I mean, that place still exists, Christian, right? Like creepers, where you redirect back to the seed.
Right. The difference is now is that everything around it is more powerful. So doing that is like maybe not getting there.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what Carl was doing when he played in the Columbus in-person tournament. Looking for
was that Reborn?
The first Plaid Hat Games Day, yeah. So he had 3x Guilt Link, Summon Gilder, Indigo Creeper, and he has the 3x redirects.
Yeah. So I mean, redirect is a good card. He has the Guilt Links. Guilt Link is a like the Koji card.
For sure.
In competitive Reborn, I think prior to like when we're talking about like the format of this tournament or the format prior to Jericho, like the biggest reason to play Koji, I think, was Guilt Link.
And I like the Seeds of Aggression in this this list as well, because once you get some value out of your Brilliant Thorn, if it lives, then you have the seed. I mean, you're gonna lose it anyways, so you might as well try to get some extra attack value.
Yeah, I think that card. I mean, that's just a good card in color, right?
But he's definitely open memories, and so he's on a focus creeper round 1 plan as well.
Right, because the second book is very powerful, right? It just is. Kind of makes a good point about how the PB guard is different. So you like got to protect your.
Why is the Widows so interesting to you, Killer? Because we see that kind of list all the time. So what specifically? Why Koji with Widows? Just so you can.
I think he's just saying like. I just think he's saying like. Activate Guilt Link with Widows, not necessarily Koji.
I think. I mean,
Koji is good with.
If you really want to see Koji with Guilt Link,
the Fallen deck that Carl played for AIL or whatever.
No, it's Matt Bowers against me.
Oh, Matt Bowers played in AIL. That Guilt Link was pretty.
That deck just brutalized me. I walked away going, I don't know anything about Ashes. That's really honestly, like that's how I felt when we were done. Let me see if I can find it here.
That deck was cool for sure.
It's back here somewhere. This is many moons ago. God, we put out a lot of content.
Look at our production value back then.
I know it sucks.
The sound worked.
Yeah, the sound did work. God.
Yeah, I mean, Creepers is cool.
This is it right here. Oh, my Fallen. Here it is.
This because the Fallen will take over the.
But let's just get to the first 5 really fast here. You just watch this deck for the first round. I mean, it's insane. Now I'm playing Rin, so obviously Rin's terrible, right? We know that, but didn't know that at the time.
Rin is pretty good.
He's okay. I'm playing a 2 die Rin. Like, this should tell you everything you need to know about.
Right. I mean, this was like bad little kid version of us when we were still playing on the old table in TTS and stuff.
Yeah. Open Memories, Resonance, Gilder, Invigorate, which it means you can pop 2 seeds at a minimum, get 4 thorns plus 2 ceilings, and end up with 2 seeds at the end with enough.
What happens if your lizards don't die though?
They automatically die. Brilliant Thorns die at the end of the round.
I understand that, but like if your first 5 is set up to pop 2 seeds in round 1, what do you do if your lizards don't die in round 1? I guess he says, and end up with 2 seeds at the end with enough stats immediately round 2. Oh, like that's all fine, but you know, I could set up any number of first 5s that with no player interaction. Oh, you're saying with the 1.0 version. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Why the focus 2 is removed. Got it.
Okay. So you start Open Memories, Resonance, Book, which puts you on
focus 2.
5 dice for your first 5.
Gilder and Invigorate turns.
Gilder goes to 7, Invigorate goes to 8. So you have plenty of dice.
So
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I think that would be cool. You just get like trounced by a like a chain creation or something, right?
Right, yeah.
Or a meteor.
Well, meteor gets creepers bad. The interesting thing about that is
I want more combo decks. That's
the Gilder status token can actually save your creeper if you already have 1 status on it.
Only if they choose to do it incorrectly, right? Like
no.
Like the person that plays the meteor chooses the order of how the units die, so you just kill the seed before the Gilder, and then they can't do that. It's the same thing with the band off the butterfly we've talked about before.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true. So Matt was lucky in this one where he meted his 3rd Fallen Book right off the top of the deck. So like, I mean, I say 3rd Fallen Book because he's got Open Memory in there, but like this is just a Fallen Guilt Link deck, and I mean it just is brutal. So there's the Open Memories, get other Fallen Book.
No, Schmendrix. We asked about this specifically because I was trying to figure out if Butterfly Monk saves Prospect Bear every time, and it does not. Anytime damage is dealt, and it would resolve all at the same time, the action of putting wounds on the thing as a result of damage happens in the order of the active player's choice.
In sequential resolution. So
it's the same. So like when combat happens, the combat actually happens all at the same time. The putting wounds on as a result of damage happens at the order of of the active player.
The way Ian has explained it, SCAC, for those of you that don't know Ian, he's our resident rules expert, but the way he has explained it is when you play Meteor, you do the first sentence of Meteor, which is place 1 damage on all units in play. So you essentially put 1 damage out on the board in front of every unit, if you think of it that way. Not on the unit yet, but in front of it. Then the player who played Meteor chooses which units to take that 1 damage in the order that they wish.
Well, the damage is actually dealt. The part that is sequential is the wounds that result from damage are placed then.
Then when you place the wound, if it would kill the unit, then you have to trigger any death effects from that unit. Okay, and then you continue that process for every unit in play until it's all done, and then you do step 2. Yeah, this was bad, Kaya.
This was back when we thought that card draw was good in Ashes.
Yeah.
And I was constantly playing like changing wins and stuff because to me, as a Magic player early on in our career, I was like drawing cards is the best thing you can do in every game. So having like Personal Howling Mine was just like where I wanted to be. But as it turns out, card draw is only good if you actually have the resources to deploy them in this game. You can't just like stack your hand up. So that changed it a lot. Though he did play a River Scald, insane. Obviously insane.
I do wish River Scald was still first fiveable. I understand why.
Wouldn't that like that would just like beat every deck you like to play though, right? Like,
oh, for sure. I mean, that's what every deck was before the chain. I played River Scald in every deck, man. Like, it was just like I couldn't get out of sympathy at all. Like,
I follow the other thing that you were trying to show here.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for Matt, but Matt's got his Essence Druid get the other Fallen book back that he discarded. So he's already got 2 Fallen books down off of the Open Memories into Essence Druid into Recur Fallen book.
Don't follow the other. Yeah, we're just talking in general about Guilt Link Koji.
Yeah,
and this was like the nuttiest Guilt Link Koji that we ever saw.
Why do you think River Scald is blah, Killer? Like, what do you mean by blah? That doesn't tell me much about how you value the card. I mean, so there's Fallen.
This deck is so sweet. It plays like all the cards that I love. the Matt deck.
Oh yeah. So
it's
like
so sweet. Prepare to be you're just gonna get put in the trunk of Matt's car.
Oh yeah,
kidnapped and just forcibly dragged to value.
Oh yeah, I mean, because I have this the worst first 5 you can possibly imagine, right? Like from blah on a 5-point scale from yuck to woo. I love Scald. Yeah, I think it's a great card.
It is definitely too good. I agree with Plaid Hat's assessment that it is too good. And that doesn't make me not want to play it.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I like cards that are good. Look at all the cool stuff you did, man.
I know.
I miss playing Ashes in these like random days we had no idea what we were doing.
What we're doing, yeah, right. Like,
like look at all these cool cards. You like ice buffing your Master Vampire. Like, play River Scald to draw a card. Ice buff your Master Vampire. Matt's over here playing in like the next galaxy because he's gonna just make 7 1/1s on you this turn.
Yeah, because he's gonna get a Risen Horde Guilt Link on me.
Like the way that this turn looks like it's gonna play out is just disgusting.
It's awful.
I mean, he's gonna Guilt Link and get your. I mean, I guess he has a couple attacks first too, so he can kill your Anchornaut with attacks and then kill your.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now that I didn't understand that I got to choose in this game because I had never played against Guilt Link. This was the first time I'd ever played against Guilt Link.
Oh well, then you.
So I totally misunderstood what the card did, and Matt didn't correct me. To be fair, he just let me make the mistake, which is the right thing to do because it teaches you how to play the game. So, like post game, I was like, "Man, Guilt Link is broken," and he's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because like, how the heck am I supposed to survive if you just get to remove my best threat every round?" And he goes, "Oh no, that's not how Guilt Link works." And I'm like, "Oh,
it just kills your worst threat every round."
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, I see what's happened here."
But yeah, I mean, even if it didn't, like, because he attacked with his guy, he has enough power now to kill your Anchornaut and your River Scald.
Well, I should have never countered there, number one, right? Like,
right, yeah. I mean, this is also documenting in our largest, most popular stream ever during the week of Ashcon.
Yeah,
just showing how bad you are,
how bad I was over a year ago. So
sure,
yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, you attacked the Horde, yeah, for sure. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's really bad.
I wasn't even paying attention, Kai. I didn't think that it would be that bad.
Yeah. I'm just drawing more cards, like I can do something with them. Well, I do have a Psalm of Fallen book, so that's not all terrible. But yeah, tense is important, Neil, for sure. But anyways, Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing that Koji can do, right? He still hasn't even used the Koji status token to turn on Guild Link yet.
This is the one thing that Koji can do.
Sure.
Is put a status code on Guild Link. That is the one thing for me that makes Koji unique. Because especially now that we have Lulu for units that want status tokens, like this is the one thing for Koji.
Right.
Obviously, like the battlefield is another unique piece, but like 6, 7, 8, they're all pretty comparable to 10.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, who plays Fallen in Rin? I mean, let's just be honest here. But anyways, all right. So, yeah, if you want to go see some bad Ashes, just go back and watch all
our early days of Ashes were bad. Yeah. Like, go watch. What you should do is you should go watch the game where I was playing, like 1.0 Vicky nonsense with like Magic Purity. I don't remember what that card was called. It's like a ready spell that if you spent 3 basics, it like gave you 1 back. It was definitely Vicky because I was just playing maximum number of dice recursions.
So there was,
and I just played 2 elephant riders on you in the same round.
It's right here, trampling elephants from a year ago.
And I probably misplayed a lot, but that deck, like that's what I want Ashes to be, is just like bonkers nonsense. I'm sure that the actual competitive games were dumb because you were just like trading wolves back and forth,
right,
for most of the turns. But playing that game was like really, really good. And and I had lucky rabbits.
Neil likes Lucky Rabbit. He wants Nick to send him all the lucky rabbits. So
yeah, anybody that wants to donate as many lucky rabbits as they can to the shovel bus. I just want a pile of lucky rabbits so I can start like giving them out as prizes and stuff.
So anyways, yeah, if you want to go see craziness like that, but I think look, Koji and Fallen and Guild Link pretty cool together.
Koji on a coolness factor is way up the scale.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's way up the scale on the competitive factor.
Well, I think, and again, I'm gonna say we haven't seen the rest of the time pool, so until we have all the time pool,
yeah, definitely. Like it could totally be different next year or 18. I don't know how many months it takes to finish out the pool.
Yeah, well, there's going to be 6 PBs, so we've got we're in the middle release cycle with Lulu and Auric, so there'll be one more. No, there's more than that. How many PBs are there going to be, guys? 7 total. There's 7 PBs total, right? For time. 1 of each dice color plus the time Jericho. Yeah, Bubba, I would love for you guys to get Jericho. Obviously,
I don't have a Jericho yet, so
it's good that they're getting it corrected before they ship to you. But so 7, right? So you're gonna have. We know we got Lulu and Auric.
We've had 3 made, so that's 2 more release cycles.
I know. Yeah, so there'll be 2
they come
more
in pairs.
Right, so Lulu, Auric, and then there'll be 2 more release cycles. That's right. So it'll be like, we've got, I mean...
that's why I said next year. I was just like...
Yeah, it will be next year for sure. Sometime
around this time next year when the other 4 are out, like maybe Koji rises to the top because there's some like, you put a status counter on it, you win the game card. Who knows?
Well, I think... I mean, like... Fighting Spirit's got to be pretty good with Koji, right?
It's okay.
I mean, it's better than a PB that doesn't put a status token on a card, right?
Well, I don't know if I agree with that because it would be better than a blank PB.
Well, because you got to remember, Lick Wounds is also an untap a unit. I've used Lick Wounds more to untap a unit than to heal.
Right. I think Lick Wounds is a fine card. It's very efficient for its cost.
Sure.
It's not like unfair.
Sure. No,
but saying that Falcon Punch is better in Koji than any other Phoenix Born, I think is not factual, because like even though Lulu doesn't literally put the counter on the Fighting Spirit,
it does.
It doesn't. It
does. It does, but just
in
not
theory, like the guy you spark dies and then it gets the Fighting Spirit.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, like you have the you can take the game action of side action, Koji, put a counter directly on Fighting Spirit to kind of start your loop. And that's probably fine. Is it the best thing you'd be doing? I don't know. But
sure. Yeah, I don't know either.
In general, just to reiterate, I think Guilt Link is the one thing, because Guilt Link is so powerful that
Guilt Link is really Guilt Link can be really warping if you have the right deck build around it.
Card's just really good.
Yeah,
like it's just really good.
I mean, I still my James Guilt Link deck was incredibly fun to play and very, very efficient in terms of, like I'm sacking a Salamander or I'm sacking a Time Hopper or something, like that, where you just don't care. Like you don't care, and you're getting something you're trading up always with it. I mean, always. So, but anyways, we're at 4:00. We made it through day 4 of Ashcon 2021 here. Obviously, great match between Schmendrix and the Superowlbear.
Great game, guys. Like I liked seeing the creepers in spite of like whether I think that they're great or not, but it was a cool deck. Congratulations to Schmendrix. Obviously, like I'm a little partial towards Shuffle Bus players, but just come play in our next one.
Yeah,
Owlbear.
Owl, you want Neil to root for you? You just got to sign up for SB5. It's free. So if you're watching this later,
I still root for everyone that plays in Ashcon because it's great for the game. It's great for the community. Everybody's been super hyped about it on the stream and off.
Right.
We've had more action on our stream in these last 4 days than we have had ever in the history of us doing this.
Absolutely.
So we're very thankful to you guys and to Pladat for giving us the opportunity. So
yep.
Tomorrow will be the last day.
Last day of Ashcon.
But Nick will be back.
Yep, Nick will be back tomorrow. It sounded like there wasn't a feature match yet, so we'll see what he comes up with for tomorrow.
If you guys are sleeping on getting on the stream to play your feature match, don't. Sign up, do it. The winner gets free stuff.
Right. It's so easy. I mean, I told Nick in a pinch that I would play my third opponent, Littlest Teapot, on stream tomorrow because we were planning to play post stream, and I just said, "You want to play on stream if they don't find somebody?" He said, "Sure." And Teapot, if you're here or catching this, I don't care what the outcome is. If I will make sure that you would get those dice for that. I don't need the dice. I'm going to try to earn the dice through my pod, and then if I can do that, then I'll be in a position where I'll use those. I will have those dice available as a raffle prize to participants in SB5. So I have no interest in collecting the dice. I mean, it's a cool flex. I understand why people like those kinds of things, but
it's only a cool flex if you play on webcam or in person.
Sure, I still think it's right, but I mean, I think at some point we're going to be back to in person, and when we do that, like it'll be a cool flex. But
we should get the Ashcon guys to like for all the people
program translucent dice.
All the people that won their pod get special dice. And
well, so here's something I was talking to him about, and you guys can go put pressure on Dijon and BD Wayne. Please don't. I'm just.
They are wonderful people.
Yeah,
they do too much for us already.
Yeah, I mean, and they're working really hard for us right now to try to get a chess clock in for SB5. But the thing I was saying to him was it would be cool if our user accounts could be attached to like unique card backs that could be unlocked. So like if you win a Shuffle Bus championship, you would get custom card backs that you could play your decks with. Stuff like that. That's what I think would be really awesome. But they say the framework isn't exactly built for that, and I totally get it. So probably not some personalization content going to happen there, but who knows? You never know. So I mean, that's what I'm really aiming for is how can we make some cool digital stuff like digital playmats for Ashteki, that sort of stuff for winners. That it's easy for me to do that kind of thing as a reward for participation, and it kind of amps up the tournament a little bit. So. Yeah, so we'll see what we can come up with. I'm working with those guys on the back end to try to figure out what's possible, what's not possible, what may be possible somewhere down the road, so that we can have some understanding of what direction we're taking Shuffle Bus as we keep going forward. But I want to give a huge thanks to Plaid Hat Games again. These guys are so awesome to be putting Ashcon on this week and doing this all for us, giving us all these great prizes. And obviously, it's not possible without them. We don't have Ashes without them. So I want to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart for Ashes and for doing this event, because they certainly didn't have to. And thank you again for trusting us to be your streaming partner in this process. I think that's super great. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Ashcon action. Remember, guys, no stream tonight. So
no regular stream tonight.
Don't jump on. don't jump on at 6:30 tonight thinking we're going to be on streaming tonight, because we will not. So, but we will see you all tomorrow, and then we'll get back to regular stuff next week. So take care, everybody. Good night.
See you guys.